So, as you probably know, unless you live under a rock or something, the trailer for the Blood of Dawnwalker was recently released. And as always, people are just going crazy, so I thought to myself that I just need to toss in my 2 cents worth in here. We're never gonna calm down, are we? Today's topic is gonna be... I don't even know how to call it. Some kind of artificially inflated drama, most likely created by users of Twitter, aka X, cause who else would come up with this bullshit? Like seriously, this platform never fails to surprise me. And I come from Poland, so I've seen a lot of weird shit. But for me, it's just a massive mine of content, so I'm not complaining. At least I have something to talk about. Nah, but for real, reading some of the posts in there just makes me wonder how these people have voting rights. But anyway, let's just dive in. The game is being made by a fresh-ass studio called Rebel Wolves, and they don't really have any games in their portfolio, but don't be so cocky about it, because their team is made up of people that were working for CD Projekt Red, which is a studio responsible for The Witcher 3 or... give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. Or Cyberpunk. And they weren't just some whipping boys over there, they were like the big boys, you know? And because of that, the game was instantly labeled as The Witcher Killer. I mean, I must admit that you could definitely feel the Witcher vibe while watching the trailer. But why a killer and not just a clone? It's because CD Projekt Red is bad now. The Witcher 4 is woke. And DI everywhere. Yeah, DIY. I've already addressed the whole woke Witcher bullshit in another video, so I'm not gonna repeat myself here, just go and watch it. I'll give you some time. Okay, have you watched it already? Good. If you have watched it and still think that The Witcher 4 is woke, just based on the 6-minute cinematic trailer, then I'm sorry that you have to learn it from some random guy with 1000 subscribers who barely speaks English, but there is no medicine for stupidity. I'm sorry. However, I think that there is a bigger issue here. Basically, I've noticed that we don't know how to compare games to each other, because the way that we are doing it right now is not only harmful to developers but also to players. And I'ma explain you why in a minute, so stay with me. Okay, a quick disclaimer that there is nothing wrong about comparing games to each other if it's done on a healthy level, where we provide reasonable arguments in a valuable debate. It's especially important when there is another installment in a given series, for example Assassin's Creed, and it turns out to be worse than its previous games, because for example it's lacking good mechanics, the characters are boring, or the graphics is worse. However, I think that the way The Blood of Dawnwalker was compared to The Witcher is just wrong on so many different levels, because we basically don't know anything about these two games yet, and calling one of them The Witcher Killer already unconsciously sets up some kind of expectation to the game. And because of that, there is a chance that this game will receive hate if it turns out that it's not better than The Witcher 4, despite still being a good game. And the odds for that are pretty high, because The Witcher is a known and loved universe made by an experienced big-ass corporation versus a new, relatively small studio with a completely new IP. When we compare games that way, we just stop seeing them as individual creations. Instead of appreciating their unique aspects, we just fall into a cycle of, ooh, this game is better, so the other one sucks. It just doesn't make any sense to me, and it's just totally unfair, because this shouldn't be a competition. Can't two games just coexist? We should basically evaluate them based on how much fun we have playing them, and not by how they measure up to something else. Unless we are talking about shameless clones, then okay, yeah, we can criticize that shit. This kind of mindset not only stifles discussion, but also alienates players, who just might enjoy both games for different reasons. Let's just focus on learning from games instead of pitting them against each other. Games should just bring us together, not divide us. The more good games we have, the better for everyone, that's simple. And this is exactly the reason why I'm rooting for both Rebel Wolves and CD Projekt Red. I'm not on any team. Matter of fact, I will push it even further and say that I don't even wish for Ubisoft to go down. I just want them to start making good games again and not just focus on their wallets so much. But if they don't wake up in time, and honestly I just think it might be already too late, then that means that they will need to take one for the team, and maybe their downfall will be a wake-up call for the industry, because they will notice if a giant like Ubisoft can fall, then no one is untouchable. By the way, on the side note, it's fucking hilarious how the so-called anti-woke team moved from The Witcher to the Blood of Dawnwalker, because finally we have a game made by men for real men. Until they found out that some Rebel Wolves employees have pride flags in their Twitter bios. And now they just don't know what to believe anymore. Like seriously, these games haven't even shown gameplay yet, but the drama machine is going like crazy. Kurwa, just go outside, touch some grass, absorb some vitamin D or whatever the fuck you are doing, and kurwa, maybe it will help you. Okay, at the end, I just wanted to talk about hype for a moment, because I think it is still correlated with the subject. I might even do a whole video about it one day if I won't be a lazy motherfucker, but probably I will, so I will just briefly talk about this right now. I truly believe that hype destroys whatever we are hyped for, including games, because gamers build up unrealistic expectations because of self-inflicted hype. And then, when the game comes out and it doesn't meet those expectations, then it's a disaster. So even if the game is still good, the hype was already so high that you will never meet those expectations. This is exactly what happened to Cyberpunk, Starfield, or what will happen to Hytale, I'm telling you right now. And okay, sometimes it's the developer's fault, for example, The Day Before or Skull and Bones. But the truth is that most of the time it's the gamer's fault. However, I still think that the main villain is the media here. You know, those kurwa cocksucking clickbaity channels and articles that are like, ooh, everything we know so far about this game, or kurwa frame by frame trailer analysis, or all the wild theories about this game. And kurwa, the worst thing is that we fall for it every time, and expectations soar, and kurwa, no game could ever live up to them. And you know, right now I'm talking about hype in general. I even think that this must be unhealthy for our brain. I don't know, but kurwa, if anyone is studying psychology or something, then just let me know. But surely this must be unhealthy. For example, you remember when we had a pandemic, or even right now we have a war, and you know, there are so many people that were consuming pandemic or war news daily to the point that they were just totally detached from reality. Because if you read about every fact, every gossip, or every leak, then surely that has to completely fuck up your brain. Okay, to summarize everything, if you think that The Witcher 4 is woke, you're a dumbass. If you think that the Blood of Dawnwalker is woke, you're a bigger dumbass. And lastly, let's just stop dividing into camps and let's kurwa root for every developer to make the best game they can. Let's just evaluate them individually without comparing them to others. Because you know, no game is perfect, but that doesn't mean that it can be great. If my message resonates with anyone, that's good. If not, well, I'm just gonna enjoy playing two amazing games, having an absolute blast while you're busy fighting for which one is better. Goodbye.